Okay, so the comment you see on screen is a guy that asked a little simple, humble question, and that is, what is the least power level that you can run this at? On surface value, the question seems rather simple because I was about to respond to the guy with a generic robot answer and tell him, you can run any Grandmaster Nightfall at a minus 40 delta and it will let you load it in, right? But before I replied to the I was like, hang on a sec, because I've been out of touch with Destiny 2. Let me have a look if that's actually true. And to my surprise, it can't be so far away from the truth. It's so far away from the truth, it's not even funny. That's not the answer. Now, let's establish what Grandmaster Nightfall power level is. The activity power cap of Grandmasters is 2030. The power level of the Grandmaster is 2050. So you can level up to 2030 to make the GM a minus 20 delta, making it easy. However, most players are not prepared to do the leveling between 2020 and 2030 because 2020 and 2030, that's assumed that you've already got your pinnacle score. I'm actually 2010 in gear. The grind is the plus artifact XP bonus between plus 10 to 20 is matrix millions of XP. It's so much XP, most people will not grind to a plus 20 bonus in Act 1 of an episode. I've went over this in the past on how trashy it is, but let's not focus on that. So what I'm recommending to people, most people, if you want to solo a GM, be 2020 in power. That seems to be the sweet spot where you start to gain a little bit of momentum in your GM because it's a minus 30 delta. Anything below a minus 30 delta, you start to get hit a lot harder than usual because even though your power from your weapons doesn't matter too much whether you're minus 40 delta or minus 25 delta. The difference between those two ranges is 8%. It's 8 or 9% for damage. But the damage you take just goes up and up and up and up the higher your power delta. So you want to hit 2020, that's a comfortable range between 2020 and 2025 to solo GMs. Right? But the guy, going back to what the guy said, he's asked what the minimum power level is. And the answer is complicated. So my original answer was going to be 2010 because a minus 40 delta of 2050 is 2010, right? Doesn't take a maths wizard to work that out. So let's see if that's the case. So I've got a load of 1900 gear so we can lower our power level off. Let's just see. So it's letting me launch it below 2010. This would put the GM at a minus 44 delta. I want you to guess right now before you carry on watching on what the minimum power level is. And I bet you don't get it right unless you somehow know. Right? So let's go lower then because it's let me launch it. So 1900 gear, funnel web, 1992. 1992. I'm going to drag this out. I'm going to leave it suspenseful. It's let me launch it. Okay, how far can we go? 1979. That's putting us at a 71 delta. It's letting you launch a minus 71 delta GM. How far can it go? Let's go with the helmet. Okay, 1965. Let's put another piece on. 1951. This is a minus 99 delta GM. Minus 99 delta. It's let me launch it. I'm being Mandela affected. It's been weird. All right, another piece, and let's go for the last piece. We may as well. Okay, and our chest plate. So we're 1911 plus artifact bonus. By the way, you can't unequip your artifact like we could in previous seasons or whatever. So you can't do that. So this is my lowest level possible for me with all 1900 gear plus artifacts. Will the GM launch? It does. This is incredible. I've never seen anything like it. So this is a 139 delta GM. 139 levels under the GM and it lets me launch it. This is a first. I've never seen this happen. To my knowledge, I can't remember us being able to launch a GM like this at a minus 139 delta. So let's see what happens. The game's kind of funky right now. Let's have a look. So we're light blade. Let's have a look at what damage we do. My guess is it's immune. Well, I sort of know that it's immune. So look, it's immune. This is impossible. This is a solo challenge even I can't conquer. How? Yeah. We're one shot off one tiny blast. Combatant power 2050. Did you see it? Right. So now we've established that. So the minimum level you can enter is any level. You can enter it at any level, but what's the minimum level to do damage? Well, I know the answer because I've done previous testing. We have two little things here. So we have a 1950 build on Titan. Let's launch it at a minus 100 delta and see if we do immune damage or not. So I ask you, what do you think? Do you think we're going to be immune, or do you think our damage is immune, or do you think we're going to be able to do it? Because whatever the lowest delta is, you need to understand the importance of this. Whatever the lowest minus delta is means that somebody can do a GM, right, at minus 100 or minus 90 or whatever the power level is. This changes everything on Grandmasters because the enemies are skulls. They're not swords. Don't you understand how the enemy skill works in the game? All GMs are swords. They always have been. However, there's a level above Grandmaster. They should make a level above Grandmaster. Look, so it's still immune at 100. They should make a level above Grandmaster where the enemies are skulls. If you don't know what I'm referring to, I'll show you in a minute. So we can't do it at 100, but can we do it at 99? We need to fine tune to know exactly what's possible. So is a minus 99 Delta GM solo possible? So yeah, a level above the swords is skulls. And I've said this for a while now, they need to rework the power scaling on enemies because there's three tiers. There's standardized enemies that are close to your power level. There are swords that are your GM minus 25 and minus 15 enemy combatants. And then there's skulls that are far beyond sword enemy level. And everything does exceedingly more damage. Your game turns into Dark Souls. You can play Destiny like Dark Souls if you really want. It wouldn't be fun, but this is what it's like. So we can now do damage. Look, the enemies are skulls. So this is rather important because this means minus 99 solo GMs are possible. Why has nobody done them then? Why is nobody committing to them? Have I missed it? Am I in a Mandela effect? Am I the first to even talk about it? So there you go. Who's the first to go and do your solo 99 GM Delta run? It won't be me. I've got too many time commitments. So someone else can do it. There you go. It's possible.